Shout out to user Black Apathy. They commented, or seems like a gentleman in the profile picture. He commented on my video, and it was a really long comment. I want us to go ahead and take a look at what he said, his concern, and I think he's actually an Xbox guy. I think so. And he's talking about my missives and my remarks about Digital Foundry's, categorization of the Xbox ROG Ally. And I have to say that I'm quite surprised how much people don't realize that blatantly Digital Foundry has a bias against Xbox, especially with this device. It seems like there's some kind of an animus. Now, this is my hypothesis. I could be wrong, but let me show you something from his comment that really did surprise me. And when I went digging a little bit, you'd be surprised what I found. So Black Apathy said you missed Digital Foundry's point, and if you're going to come at them, I'd appreciate you pull up a full-on segment instead of pulling out clips of someone just fleshing out their opinion. Black Apathy, I gotta tell you, if Digital Foundry is going to position itself as an authority, it has to basically make sure that it's putting its opinions at least in relation to the facts. Now, I like Digital Foundry as much as the other guy. They put out information that's simple. I actually do like them. But in this case, the Xbox ROG Ally X is a PC. We all know it is. And as a PC gamer, I feel the need to chime in. Pardon me if I actually continue to look at this with a microscope. You said Digital Foundry is trying to make it clear to the audience that this is a Windows PC first before you take on a console. Black Apathy, what if I told you that a year ago, when Digital Foundry was unboxing the Asus ROG Ally, they actually showed that it is actually a handheld console PC in the sticker that's actually back there. You see, in my videos, when I tell y'all that the ROG Ally is actually a handheld console PC, as mine said on the sticker, this is mine that you're seeing on the screen, right? When you open the box and when you unbox the device, you'll see the exact same thing. In case you were wondering, this is mine right here. I'm holding it live here. Let me go ahead and balance the lighting is terrible. This is it right here. It's a handheld console PC. Digital Foundry did not have any qualms with it back then. In fact, they even unboxed it and they showed it to you. Nobody blinked. Nobody complained. Nobody said anything. Nobody had any concerns. The argument did not even come up whether or not this device was a PC or not, or whatever it is. Everybody was just happy that Asus would enter the market as one more player in order to drive competition to where it needed to go. Not saying they were happy with the price. So I'm watching this video, and this is a Digital Foundry video from 2 years ago. Look at how the parade has changed. I went to military school in middle school and high school, and whenever things change in favor of some, interest, we say the parade has changed. I see the parade changing, and as I'm, basically noticing it, I'm going, did these guys in their unboxing just show the part that is said, that is said handheld console PC? Look at it. He's unboxing it. He's talking about it. They're panning their camera, and I'm thinking, are they going to show it? And boom, right there, handheld console PC. So I'm reading your comment, and I'm a little bit surprised that you kind of think that we are not necessarily aware of exactly what Asus has been calling the device for a very long time. Let me continue reading. You said the dishonesty part lies with Xbox or anyone displaying a computer as a console, and anyone in the comments is entitled to their jokes, but a device comparison holds no weight here. Black Apathy, you're 2 years late to this clarification. AGN, I saw that you've also entered the conversation. Why do you guys like, the hard way? I'm giving y'all the easy way out. The easy way out is just to watch the saga play out. I have a vested interest here. I've said this before. I've been saying to the Xbox community and the PlayStation community they don't listen. So the Xbox community will reason with you. That's one of the reasons you see me here. That PC is the way to go. Xbox is coming in with PC, right? And other players have been in there. Nobody really said anything when Xbox was doing its thing with the app. Nobody complained. Nobody said it's not an Xbox app. Even though they all knew that it could not play all of the Xbox console library. None of you bleeped. You didn't make a sound. You didn't complain. You didn't say it was a deceit when they said it was Xbox. When you launch the darn thing, let me go ahead and fire it up, right? It will say Xbox on there. It will give you an Xbox logo, launching Xbox on the bottom. Look at it right there. And it launches Xbox. Bam. None of you. I didn't see anybody complain to me. I didn't see anybody, show up and start telling me that there's deceit. That's where I'm kind of like surprised. I hope you can understand, a little bit of my perplexion. This is a Windows PC with an Xbox interface on the front. Anyone who's owned a literal computer will do the same thing and dance around calling this thing a console. My brother, hear me out. You are 2 years too late to this party. Look at the video that they did on the Xbox ROG Ally X, the handheld. They talked about it. They talked about the specs. They talked about the changes inside and out. They opened it up. They did all that. They knew it was a PC. We all knew that it was a PC. They did the comparisons. They did the yitty, yada, 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 yitty. And if you spin the back of this device, it says handheld console PC. So when Xbox's engineers and ROG engineers are saying it's a console, then you now have to fight with them. But here's the problem. A console does not have to be a locked box. So here, let's jump into class. It doesn't have to be the lockbox that anybody is used to. It's a console, gaming console, a device that is geared towards playing video games. The operating system you run on your Xbox, what do you actually think is that? What do you think that operating system is? I'm just curious. I'll keep reading though. You said, I'm not here saying Digital Foundry is a godly source. I'm just here saying, Mr. Pot, you're calling out a kettle that's also black. I'm not calling them out on anything. I'm literally pointing out what they pointed out inadvertently, and what they did not point out, I'm pointing out via their video. Are you not seeing it here? Who's calling them black? I'm just laughing because once it became Xbox, it became not a console or not a whatever. All y'all want to now come and put it out there, right? Oh, it's a PC. We know. You're not shocking us. Then you said the funny thing. You said it's very dangerous to have people think this thing is a full-on Xbox when it's still a piece of PC hardware with an Xbox logo and a Windows operating system customized for Xbox gaming. At the end of the day, it's still a Windows platform first. Do you know you just defined the Xbox console? Do you know that? That the Xbox console runs on Windows with a Windows operating system customized for Xbox gaming. Did you know that? That is exactly what an Xbox Series X and S actually runs? Put aside what you actually think a console should be when you think it should be the only thing that you play your games on that has a logo from some company on there. Because if you crack open that Xbox Series X, you're going to see an AMD board in there. That's what you're going to find. You crack open that PlayStation 5, AMD is basically fashioned the device that is powering it from the processing level, all of the above. That's what you're going to find. You said, so with that being said, we either have to call all of our computers an Xbox now or try to be realistic and see the thing for what it really is. Bro, you're the one that has to actually see. You just got here, so we're waiting for you to catch up with us. Not saying that we have some secret knowledge or whatever. I'm just pointing out that the whole, controversy has only kicked off now that Xbox is in the game. It wasn't a problem when they just panned over it and nobody said anything about it. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. This sticker shut the mouths of all these other content creators that were saying all kinds of smack. That's why many of them stopped. They backed away from the console thing because Asus had already been. Have you noticed that none of them are arguing that it's not a console? They're just saying it's not an Xbox. You notice that they've removed the console from it because the freaking old version of it it literally says console. So you now have to go fight Asus of which they would clown you because they know what they've made. If they designed an Armoury Crate that was Windows based and all you did when you launched Windows, the Armoury Crate showed up and it shut down the desktop of Windows and whatever, would you have been able to complain? Because that's what your Xbox is doing. It's not loading a lot of the other Windows processes. And so you're using a technical term that's actually defining your Xbox console. You said, I'm down to accept a hybrid or specific form that blends a PC with a console. That's exactly what the Xbox Rogue Ally X is. And Rogue Ally, the Xbox Rogue Ally, you're basically saying that you can accept it. That's exactly what they're marketing it to be. It's the fanboys that are basically going out to say that it's something that they perceive it shouldn't be. You said, but I'm not down to call Digital Foundry out for not calling a computer an Xbox. Bro, it's an Xbox. Digital Foundry did not say smack at Asus when they, got their hands on this because it was a handheld console PC. They never bothered with that. Why is everybody now all of a sudden, because it's Xbox, bothering with it? This is massive Xbox tax. In fact, it's big brain Xbox tax. It's conspiracy theory level Xbox tax that have basically, in a sense, warped the minds of Xbox fans to start making what I think is a very weak argument against the device. If we've owned the hardware that already exists in other PC handhelds, you'll know exactly what you're getting. That's exactly what I just showed you here. There's multiple handhelds with the same machine learning, HX360 plus NPU. So once Microsoft makes use of the NPUs we've had on our PCs over a few years, we get to call our other handheld Xboxes too, because we'll have the same Windows with Xbox FSE available and literally all the same bells and whistles because it's the same laptop chip as one in the Xbox Ally. You said all you had to do was pull the full 10-minute clip, but Digital Foundry elaborates on how the device is a computer to avoid the danger of misinformation or hate. I don't think I needed to bother with that. Like I just showed you, Digital Foundry is well aware of what the device is. Everybody is well. All you needed to do was go watch the 10-minute video with ROG themselves. That's Asus and their engineers themselves calling it a console and talking about how they collaborated with Xbox to make this an Xbox. Let me go ahead and find it for you because, again, it seems like this thing is not getting into y'all's head. All right, so listen to it.
Xbox. Hey, let's have Microsoft come in and revamp the software on this, turn it into an Xbox without getting rid of everything that makes Windows great. Let's turn this into a console worthy of the name console, worthy of the name Xbox.
That was the moment.
Whitson Gordon. Black apathy. I know I'm an armchair, engineer. But by golly, I'd be dadgummit if I actually had to go argue with somebody like him who's a decision maker apparently, or some guy that is in the process of making the device, to tell him that he's actually calling it the wrong thing. I mean, isn't that crazy? So now Digital Foundry is who I will now take their word on something that they themselves had condoned and never made any objection to. But now because it's Xbox, that's why when somebody said Digital Foundry are experts and all that, I said there's experts on PC stuff like I'm an expert on Texas barbecue. Because I can guarantee you, I can haul down to Texas right now and there's a guy in the corner that's not a barbecue pit master, that's just in his backyard, that can make good barbecue as well, good Texas style barbecue. Y'all say it like there's some kind of secret knowledge to counting pixels. Not saying I'm trying to reduce what they're doing to just counting pixels, but the flip is wrong with everybody. I just can't understand. What the heck? Strangest thing I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. You said it's not hate calling something a spade a spade. Oh man. My dude, you are on the same page with me. We're just on different paragraphs. That's what's going on here. You said the ROG Ally has an HX370 laptop chip with a different name, Z2 Extreme AI. Read the specs. AMD has played this dangerous game of not fully differentiating their chips, which causes someone like Microsoft to use a laptop chip with different names as their Xbox. Let me go ahead and also show you another Digital Foundry video because, again, you said you pulled Digital Foundry, right? Y'all watch their content, right? Let me show you this. Digital Foundry Series X desktop kit. Digital Foundry got their hands on the board that is inside of the Xbox Series X converted into a desktop kit. They added these I/O ports. They disabled the graphics unit. And the desktop kit that is actually similar to what's inside your Xbox Series X is a 4800S. And the one in the PS5 is a 4700S desktop kit. AMD makes all the hardware. So you saying that like, oh, because it's the same hardware or similar hardware doesn't mean that it's different. Am I misreading you, or are you misreading me? Like, well, I'm wondering, what is your complaint here? And I've had to deal with this over many different comments and videos and such. And I'm thinking to myself, do y'all not want the device? Like, does anybody not know what the device is? Again, I saw AGN dived into the conversation and wants to start to talk fanboys. AGN, this is a PC conversation. Are you sure you're up for the, the layers that are involved in this? I'm not saying you don't know, but are you ready? Because you're talking to people who've been nerding out on PC since they were young kids. Like, this is food. I don't know, but, you got to understand. You've met me in my house, in my own domain, in my natural habitat. That's what this is. So if you're going to I saw the thumbnail that you made and I was like, well, I'll have my people call your people. Let me focus on D-Batch for a little bit for now. Because, again, like I said, I promised that he was going to be cured of his own, whatever it is. But y'all are people who call out misinformation, disinformation, and things that are not clear. Yet, look at what you're saying. Xbox fanboys are coping hard on the Rogue Ally. It's not an Xbox, it's a PC device. Truth time. No one is saying it's not a PC device. But it is an Xbox device. Because Xbox made it in collaboration with ASUS. Is that too complicated? But like I said, I have my people call your people. But for now, we'll focus one by one. Anybody that is playing this game of we don't really know this is this, I'm telling you, you're signing up for this device. It's gonna do much more than just play video games. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. I'm so impressed with this device. I said I wasn't going to get one because, they put the update. I was just going to use my Rogue Ally. But at this point, guys, this device is not even out. And boy, I tell you what, the level of break brain this device is actually engaged in is just the most impressive thing ever. Saying it's a PC, like we don't know. I'm confused. Like, oh, you can't use Windows on a console. Like, which console? When Xbox has used Microsoft Windows on its consoles for many years, but now choosing to use Windows 11 is not appropriate because you said so. All you armchair software engineers with a microphone and a camera like me have now basically put yourself in an authoritative position to dictate what operating system should be used for a console. Do y'all not see how absurd that is? It's just like, when you're watching a sports game on your couch, and you're eating chicken wings and every play that would have worked and exactly what the coach has done wrong. That's exactly what we're seeing here. But the difference is the team still won, though, because you were calling these plays and you couldn't see the bigger picture because what? You were on your couch eating chicken wings and thinking that you knew better than the people who had invested, their lives in doing stuff like this. Well, that's how I see it. I may be wrong. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace out.